Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. Obviously I don't have Hudson here today, but we're just gonna roll with it. He'll be in the next video. So today we're just gonna be going over UFC 326. We're gonna go over the fights, go back and look over our predictions and see how we did, and then we're also gonna find out the potential matchups for the main card fights. So let's get into it. So first fight on the card, we had Gregory Rodrigues versus Bruno Ferreira. Me and Hudson both picked Gregory Rodrigues to win. Honestly, I don't think it was that big of a take, honestly. Obviously, Ferreira had knocked him out in their previous fight. But like I said, that was 3 years ago. You can't take a fight, that was that long ago. Like, fighters evolve, especially when you're in your 30s. Most fighters reach their peak, their prime, around that time. Honestly, I wasn't expecting it to go down like that. Obviously, we know how powerful RoboCop is, but we also know how powerful Ferreira is. But yeah, honestly, RoboCop knocking him out in the first punch he lands is pretty. It's definitely putting a capitalization on a fight, especially when it's the same punch that knocked you out from the same guy 3 years ago.
Doing right now.
So yeah, I was happy for RoboCop. I'm happy he won, and I think he'll get a top 10 opponent next. So good for him. We'll see what happens, but yeah, we'll go over potential matchups later. Next fight, we got Drew Dober versus Michael Johnson. We both picked Drew Dober. There's another one. It's not like a hot take to pick Drew Dober. Was Johnson on a 3-fight win streak? Yes, but the guy he just beat, Daniel Zellhuber, just got absolutely beat up by Bobby Green. And King Green is not, anything special at this point in his career. He's definitely gotten older. So yeah, when you beat a guy that got beat up by Bobby Green to TKO'd in I think the second round, it doesn't mean much, honestly. And Dober had TKO'd Kyle Prepelec. I feel like most people knew that Drew Dober was going to get it done. I wouldn't have been surprised if Michael Johnson landed a big shot. He's got power. But yeah, Dober got it done, and I'm not surprised. He still got that power in him. Next fight, we have Rob Font and Raul Rosas Jr. Raul won definitely the most boring fight, at least of the main card. I thought the prelims weren't that good. I'm not surprised. Me and Hudson both picked Rob Font, but Hudson thought that Font would destroy him. No, I think Rosas just has that, well, obviously we saw it in the fight, so we know. But he just has that ability to just keep you on the ground, and it's definitely boring, but it wins fights. Font got taken down easily. He couldn't really get back up. But Rosas is young. I think he has time. He already has the grappling down. If he can develop a really good striking, I think he can really shake up the bantamweight division. But for now, I think he loses to... And he won with solid takedown defense and grappling. Rob Font was not it. But I'm not bought in on Raul Rosas. I think it was a solid performance grappling wise. He didn't really do much damage, so that wasn't great grappling. But I guess wrestling and holding people down was pretty good. For Rob Font, there'll be better days ahead. I felt bad for him, but Rosas definitely has a bright future. So next fight, the co-main event. Kyle Borralho versus Reinier de Ridder. So, like I said, I picked Kyle to win, and he got it done. I think I really felt going in this fight that Kyle was too fast for him. I think RDR is very, very slow. I think Kyle won by putting pressure on him, honestly. I think the pressure is what got RDR, because RDR, like we talked about in the last video, his style is to keep pressuring you with knees, and then eventually take you down, submit you. That's kind of his style. And in this fight, Borralho just completely shut that down. Definitely wasn't at 30-27 on all three scorecards. That was ridiculous, honestly. I thought I had a 29-28. So Kyle first round, RDR second round, and then Kyle third round. Third round was closer to the first round, but yeah, I thought it was a clear 29-28. I was kind of shocked at the scorecards, but I knew immediately Kyle won because there's no way RDR won 2 rounds. Kyle landed the big shots. I thought his counter striking looked really, really good.
He doesn't.
I thought the striking looked much improved since the Imavov fight. But then again, Imavov and RDR are polar opposites in terms of fighting. Imavov's the fastest fighter, and RDR might be the slowest fighter. I thought Kyle looked good. I really liked his counter striking. He did a little like the check hooks were beautiful. But yeah, I think that was a great comeback win for him. Obviously, the fighting nerds are kind of on that comeback kind of path right now. I don't know if you count Mauricio Hufi in that anymore, especially after Jean Silva unfollowed him. But good job, Kyle Borralho. I think the RDR experiment failed. Honestly, after the Whitaker fight, I thought he lost, but he might have won it. I only watched the fight once when I watched it live. But good job to Kyle, and I know a big matchup next for him. So we'll see what happens. Next fight and last fight, the main event: Max Holloway, the Blessed Express versus Charles do Bronx Oliveira. Not the fight I feel like most people were expecting. Obviously, we know, and Hudson said it in the last video, Max had never went against a true elite grappler, especially no one like Charles Oliveira.
Max Holloway is relatively unproven grappling-wise, and that is crazy to say. Not unproven, but we haven't seen him. He has not gone against the best grapplers.
I mean, there's really none that I can think of that he's really fought that's that good. But I feel like no one really thought that Charles would just ragdoll him like that. I thought he'd be able to defend a few takedowns, but I don't know if he defended one, honestly. I don't think he did, but who knows, because most people's Paramount stream cut out in the third, I think it was the third round. First 2 rounds were entertaining, but let's be honest, you're not a casual or anything people say if you think the last 3 rounds were boring. I thought the 5th round was entertaining, but after the first 2 rounds, I think fans just got to the point. Same with the JDM, the Hamzat fight. After the first 2 rounds, people were like, oh, he's taking him down so easily, he's holding him down so easily. This is how the fight's gonna go the rest of the time. It's a rough outing for Holloway, but I think he'll be back. The problem is when you're in an era or a league where the best of the best is all elite grapplers. Think Ilia Topuria, think Arman Sarukian, think Charles Oliveira, think Benoit Saint-Denis. When you have 4 out of the top 6 guys that are all, I would say, elite grapplers, I'm not including Paddy Pimblett there. I don't think Paddy Pimblett's that good. But, I mean, I guess he's still got time, but he got rolled by Gaethje, who was on, ton of medication. When you're in that league where, and Hudson was telling me this earlier, when I said earlier, it wasn't, yesterday. When you have that big of a skill gap, or a gap in your fighting abilities, when you're 34 years old, it's really, really hard to develop the ability to, just develop, better grappling. I was telling Hudson, he was telling me that it might be over for Max in his career, but I think it's not too late to develop better takedown defense. I feel like Max's team did not train well going into this fight. I think they thought that Charles would just slug it out, but you gotta understand, when you're in that position that Charles Oliveira was in, you gotta do what you gotta do to win. And I said that in the last video. I said that if you're Charles, you can't just be like, oh, it's a BMF fight, I have to go slug it out with Max Bless Holloway, one of the best strikers. No, you gotta fight your own fight. You just go at your own pace. You gotta grapple. Do what you need to do to win. And you don't have to make it appealing to the fans. Charles, you don't have to strike, every round. You can make it your fight. Control the pace. You're the best submission artist in the world ever. To get this fight to the ground, do whatever you need to do. And he did exactly that. I was disappointed, though. I'm not gonna lie. I think Max Holloway did not fight well at all. Because even when it went to the feet, people were. I'm sure everyone thought Holloway would just own Charles on the feet, but when he got to the feet, Charles landed bigger shots. He landed more shots, I would say. I think Holloway only landed, 26 significant strikes? Yeah, 26 significant strikes from a guy who leads the UFC in certificate strikes by 1,500. It's not even close. It shows that Holloway hasn't faced anyone like Charles. It just shows. we could be seeing the best version of Charles Oliveira. A lot of people after the Ilia Topuria fight might have thought that Charles's career was over. For him to go back, submit Gamrot in the second round, and then come out here against Max Holloway and just completely shut him down the grappling and just, you know, he landed some big strikes on top too. I wish he would have done more, but you know, I get it. You're hunting the submission, but I'll just say Charles has one more test for him, and then if he wins that, then he'll come knocking back on Ilia Topuria's door for the second fight. I think that's pretty much all. Thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all later.
What's going on, guys? Arnold Allen here. Thank you for watching the Cutmen channel. Make sure you like, subscribe for more Cutmen content, and leave a comment.